All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, South Africa's trusted online vehicle platform. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just need advice, visit changecars.co.za.
So they say time flies when you're having fun, and on All Things Motoring we really are having fun. Last week we looked at some beautiful highlights. This week we've got some more.
This week we've got some more. Let's have a look at what's coming in this week's highlights.
So another incredible highlight for me with the emphasis on high was what we did a couple of weeks ago. Why am I saying high? What am I talking about?
We did a cable car experience a couple of weeks ago.
At Hot Piersburg Dam.
Yeah.
But that cable car experience came about because of an idea that Gugu had. What we do on the show between the production crew, Gugu, myself, we're always looking for new ideas, whether it be somebody who's invited us or our own content. You came up with something interesting. Tell us about that.
Well, I came up with the idea of the V8 Roadhouse. Obviously, I just gotten a V8, and I know that he has quite a few V8s. R8, maybe the Range Rover as well.
Correct.
Yeah. So I sent the invitation. I'm like, okay, I just got a V8.
And I must just interrupt you.
Yeah.
When I got the invitation and I saw V8 Roadhouse, I was in, because I was thinking shawarma, hamburger. Sorry, I get distracted.
Yeah, well, that's I know I had you there, and I sent you the memo, and I expected you to pull up in a V8, but
I came with my beautiful 4-cylinder, and then we had a competition. Is it fair to say you openly acknowledged that I won?
well, I mean, based on the car itself, it's not a V8, but I was impressed, let's put it that way.
What is it about this car in particular that impressed you? The look, the drive?
Not so much the look, but I hadn't driven a Honda Civic Type R before. I'd only heard tales of the car until you and I swapped cars, and I actually got to drive that, and then I understood why people rave about this thing so much. I was really impressed by the way this thing drives. It is
magnificent. There's not a single weak link about this car. Powerful, tractable, quiet, smooth, you name it. But something interesting.
Don't say you name it. Cornering ability, the way this car corners,
absolutely
is
amazing.
Insane.
This is my pride and joy at the moment.
Well, let's have a look at the pride and joy and see how it goes and how it went.
And should we show a little bit about your pride and joy?
Of course.
100%.
Okay. so this is it. Hey?
Stop smiling, but
I'm not smiling. You're smiling.
yeah, but I've got a reason to smile. Look what I've got.
Oh, fair enough. I'll give you that. But did you not get the memo? I mean, V8, Roadhouse, V8, the V8 part?
Correct. You've been working with me many months now.
Yeah.
Have you not got the impression that I lead, I don't follow?
Fair enough. Tell me more about
V8 is the name
this.
of Roadhouse. Before I tell you about this, I would love to hear just 5 things that you like about that car.
Well, if I give you 5 things, on condition that you give me 25 things that you like about this car.
Fair enough. So an immediate acknowledgement that this is 5 times better. But you go first. I'm thinking about all of them.
So here for me, obviously you mentioned the roof. I love the fact that it's a convertible, but it's a dual character car. When the roof is closed, it doesn't look like a convertible, doesn't feel like a convertible, and when it's open, it's a different car. The engine, of course.
A masterpiece.
Masterpiece. 5-litre V8, the burble of a V8 engine. You know that, you drive the R8. 3 for me is the design. So this for me is a timeless design. You look at the new SL, it's got nothing on this. You'd never say that this is a 2003 car. The tech, it's got adaptive cruise control, got cruise control obviously. I've got a TV in the car, so movie night for me, guess where it happens
Now tell me
these days?
about DSTV. Are you watching channel 189?
I do try, I've got my ways.
This was when there was ETV, SABC 1, 2, 3,
yeah.
4, 5, 7 and 8.
So E's still good enough for me. Movie nights these days happens anyhow. 5, last one. I've got heated seats and cooled seats in this thing. How cool is that? No, not impressed? Okay, you tell me 25 things.
228 kilowatts of turbocharged power. I could literally give you 30. But I think the thing that stands out for me is the driving. You drive a Golf R, you drive some powerful small engine cars, you got that massive torque steer, you feel like a car wants to hurt you. This car is massively powerful, 228 kilowatts, 400 Newton meters of torque, but you'll drive it. One thing that you'll notice, linear. Then the standout or other standout, the looks. You look at this car from the front, to me, very
Stunning.
seldom have any design engineers in the world nailed it like Honda.
Stunning.
Then you go to the back and you can say the exact same. It also makes a statement. Personally, I'm honest, don't love the rear wing. Happy to donate it to Boeing or Airbus or Learjet, whoever you are. What else for you, just looking at it, stands out?
The seats, those racing bucket seats for me,
100%.
they look proper.
Now that is what I came for.
Well, I was wondering why you agreed so easily to come out, yeah? Now let's use that table at the back of your car. Come.
So, we've worked out this is fantastic for downforce, clearly. Fantastic as a table. What else could you use it for besides an armrest?
Well, at this point, you can always use this as an ironing board, right?
I don't do ironing. Touché.
Touché. Right, champ, now that,
The important stuff's taken care of.
oh, you've eaten,
Of course.
haven't you?
One of the 5 most important parts of my day are behind us now. Only 4 to go.
I see it in your
and
face.
a little bit of driving,
I see it in
etc.
your face. Okay, I'd love to drive your car and you drive mine.
I'm sure you would. But this is my key and that's your key.
Ah, okay.
But I'm a good egg.
Are you sure?
All yours, mate.
You look after her and I'll look after yours. Is that a deal?
As we always do. After driving them, there's only one thing to me that they got in common.
Yeah.
What is it for you?
Look, for me, it's the fact
Wrong, they white. For the rest, they're totally different.
that... Oh, thanks for that.
But sorry, you were going to say something.
Yes, before I was really interrupted. No, it's the fact that they demand you to drive or command you to drive them the way they were built to be driven. So this is a cruiser, right? I'm sure you
100%.
experience that. And this is your boy racer. This just wants to go. It's got good linear acceleration. The tractability has madness. The steering, cornering is sharp handling.
Absolutely.
You've got yourself a gem.
But thank you. You've nailed it. It's truly like, this is like the new generation, instant and now generation. One of the things about the Merc that strikes me, engine, gearbox and accelerator. You press accelerator, it sends a message to the gearbox. Hey dude, I want to go faster. The gearbox says, okay, I got it. Sends a message to the engine, listen, we've got a request to go faster. 15 seconds later, they all come together, they say, all approved and go. It's not instant like this, but I'm exaggerating a little bit. It's still very responsive, but it's just noticeably less zippy than this.
No, way less zippy than this. This is very instant. It's a cruiser, like I said. There is a bit of a delay, but once you get going, open up your ears
Of course.
and enjoy.
You ready to soar to new heights?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Before we go,
Uh-huh.
quick bet, who's going to get there first? I'll give you a head start.
Okay.
Go for
thanks.
it.
Good luck.
I pay for this. The crew's on my side.
Can I get my keys, please?
I'll ask you who's going to get there first.
Hi. You got my keys.
Who's going to get there first? Oh, that was brilliant.
Stay tuned. After the break, Gugu heads to Shanghai Auto Show with Haval.
So one of the things that has always positively amazed me as a journalist is the way you are treated by the manufacturers, the cars you get to test, and in this particular case, GWM Haval took you to the land of?
I went to China, actually.
What an experience.
What an experience. So China for me was one of those places where it's like, yeah, China, cool. But as soon as you get there, it's such an incredible experience. And I specifically went there for the Shanghai Auto Show. So it's a global auto show where manufacturers reveal cars that are coming, cars that they're going to launch, future models, concept cars, etc., etc. And I went with GWM Haval, like you said. And there's quite a few cars that you guys are going to see that I got to experience and see in China at the auto show.
But I think what amazed you about China, I mean, Gugu was saying to me, yeah, we see a BMW 3 Series, a C-Class Merc. Those are luxury cars. That is absolute entry level there. Am I correct?
Entry level, you don't see that in China. In China, it's another level, but we'll get into that in season 4. That will get into the behind the scenes in China, what I saw, etc., etc. For now, let's have a look at the Shanghai Auto Show and what GWM Haval has coming up for us in the country. Alright, so we've just arrived at the first stand, right? This is called the Aura stand. So Aura is not a brand that we've seen in South Africa just yet. It is coming to the country. It's GWM's fully electric range. So that is one of the vehicles right there. They're saying they're going to bring in the 300 and the 400 Good Cats, they call it the Good Cats. Very interesting name. I don't know what it means or if it's going to be called the Good Cats in South Africa, but the Aura Good Cats, 300, 400 and the GT. So really interesting design. I'm going to take you through it right now. So you let us know what you think. Do you think this is the kind of thing you would buy? It's fully electric. Would it work in South Africa? I don't know. Right, now we spoke about the Aura brand, right? It's all under Haval. Behind me is what they call the Tank. Also another brand from Haval. It's called the Tank. It's a big SUV. It's coming to South Africa. We're getting the Tank 500 high, I think it's a high 4T, and the Tank 300. This looks like it's going to compete with your Land Cruisers, etc. It's a big vehicle. If I'm not mistaken, it's also available in hybrid. So V6 hybrid. Imagine that. Now, we're obviously a Bakkie-loving nation, and I didn't come all the way to China to show you everything else but Bakkies. You all know the P-Series. They might be bringing in a hybrid version of the P-Series. So what you're looking at here is a pimped out one, and I'll show you another really pimped out one with body kits, etc., etc. But we possibly are getting a hybrid version of that P-Series.
So Gugu, when you see that, I'm sure our audience will agree, it is absolutely awe-inspiring to see what is coming. But I remember growing up, getting the car magazine, hearing about the Geneva Motor Show, the Detroit Motor Show. Those were the two big ones.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say today it's moved on? Everything is happening in Asia. The Shanghai Motor Show, is there a bigger one in the world that you know of? I
think it's right there at the top amongst the biggest, I must be honest.
So now you there, you were one journalist, obviously I'm sure you felt very special, but roughly, how many journalists were there? A couple of thousand, couple of hundred?
Jeez, there's so many. I mean, I caught a glimpse, I forgot the guys. I saw Matt Watson, he was one of the guys who was there. There were a few other guys, so it's gll journalists, everyone from across.
Did Matt Watson send regards?
No, he didn't, he just walked past me, normal Matt Watson style.
Yeah.
But there were so many guys out there and so many cars to see from different manufacturers, etc., etc.
So now you talk about so many cars. Just for our audience, was it only the Cherries, Havals, the Asian stuff, or was it the European manufacturers also there?
European, German, you name it, everyone was there. Even brands that I've never heard of before were there. So it's quite an eye-opener to see what the world gets in terms of other manufacturers that we don't even know about, but you look at the cars and you're like, wow. I know Lamborghini launched their latest supercar over there as well. I forgot the name, but it's just stunning.
But what's always intriguing for me, we take a brand like Toyota, probably the most incredible brand in South Africa. We know the Corolla, we know the Yaris, we know the Hilux. Those are three brands probably in a 50, 60 model lineup. You go to Dubai, you go to Europe, you see Toyotas that you don't even know exist here.
Yeah.
But talking about brands, there's another brand on All Things Motoring, Ernest Page. Describe Ernest Page for me, Gugu. What has it been like having Ernest on the show?
Ernest is an incredible guy. So I've known Ernest for
quite a while. You don't call him
Ernest,
by the way. You call him Ernie.
I call him Ernie, yes. You can't call him Ernie. I can only call him Ernie.
Mr. Else?
So I call him Ernie, and I've known him for a while. Lovely guy, lovely attitude, lovely to work with, lovely friend. And we've been privileged enough to have him on the show as one of our hosts as well.
Absolutely. Now you say privilege. Everything that Gugu has described is what Ernest is and more. Professional. intelligent. He's got great ideas. Let's see what Ernest has got in store for you in the wonderful Mother City.
After the break, Ernest reflects on some of his best moments for Season 3.
Cape Town has got so many things on offer, including the fresh air the higher up you go. Well, although this might not be Table Mountain, it certainly does get me close to the experience of being high with the Cape 1000. Hey, it's me from Cape Town, and this is the Cape 1000, a 4-day, 1,000-kilometer epic journey across the Western Cape where some of the hottest metal, classic and modern, take on some of the most scenic roads in the Western Cape. There are so many interesting cars here and so many interesting people driving them. So let's go find out some more. If you look at this car, you would think it's something special, but it's a lot more special because this is the lady, Michelle, that won the Spirit Award, and I'm getting a lot of spirit from you at the start of this event. Michelle, could you introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about your car?
Right, my name is Michelle, and this is Brumilda. So Brumilda is a 1969 911E Targa. She was named after a Norse goddess because I drove her down from Johannesburg and I told her, "You're going to get me home, babe." And she did. The Aston didn't make it and the Ferrari didn't make it, but I rolled into Cape Town. So she knows she's got to get me on the Cape 1000 back home. This is the best part of the car. It's a piece of jewelry.
The engine catch is over here.
So there we go.
Close this door.
So this is a very interesting engine. It's a 911E. It has what they call a Bosch mechanical fuel injection system. And it was one of the first cars to have mechanical fuel injection. So when we restored the car, which was done by Tim Abbott, we had to rebuild the fuel injection, which can be quite a costly exercise, but she runs so magnificently. This car is calibrated to 250 kilometers an hour, which is unbelievable for its time.
So the roof comes off. What are the
correct.
plans for this week for you in this car? I see it's fully loaded. I see the sun
Fully
hats
loaded,
are there.
everything is here. The idea is we do a bit of a regularity rally, which means that you have a navigator and you do a sort of a point-to-point, which is great fun. Even the guys who drive the fast cars get involved and they totally love it. And then we do a bit of a track day at Killarney, so people can take their cars and they can do some track. And other than that, it's just to enjoy this beautiful Cape of ours and to spend time with like-minded petrol heads, because all we do is talk cars.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go talk some more cars, and Michelle and I might talk offline some more about this fantastic 1969 Targa. Let's go check out the next one. There are lots of boats around here, but one captain that caught my eye is the captain of this. And I don't want to call it the ship, but it is beautiful. It is literally one of the most beautiful cars I think exists at the moment. But you've had this conversation 1,000 times. Andre, I mean, tell me more about this car. What do you like about it?
Well, the fact that it is a rare car. It's a 1961 car number 64 right-hand drive. It is rare in the sense that since 1962 a lot of improvements were made and the cars were made more comfortable. So these ones are more looked after or sought after because of the age. The proportions of this car is obviously perfect.
Well, yeah, this to me is absolutely iconic. Andre, enjoy the drive.
Thank you, Ernest.
Peter, it's been a few days, but you're back in Cape Town. How's it been?
I cannot explain it. Words cannot explain it. The way Ross has arranged the roads in the Western Cape, no potholes, It is fantastic. My friend from England was my co-driver. He says it's unbelievable, no traffic, it's well organized.
Awesome.
I'm back next year.
What was your favorite moment of the event?
The Otaniqua Pass.
It's not a lot of people know about that. That's the new one with the smooth roads.
Yeah, that's the one. And when we got to the top of the Otaniqua, through the Otaniqua Pass, I was pushed a bit by the 911s. But when I got to the
Pesky
top,
Porsches, eh?
I got the Bentley to open its throat a bit, and then the Porsche just disappeared in my mirror.
Well, it sounds like a heck of a good time. Almost at the finish line. Good luck for the next 40K.
Okay, and we'll see you at the Sala.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Excellent. Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Cheers.
guys. Okay.
Although the Josie guys have left me all alone in beautiful, stunning Cape Town, it has been an incredible season for all things motoring. We're already in production for the next season, and this is one of the cars that we're filming. I got to do a bunch of entertaining and fun activities, all in the name of all things motoring. And one of those activities was quad biking. It's a windy day in Cape Town, but that's not gonna stop us from seeking some thrills. I'm here with Granville G-Boy, one of my friends from Atlantis Dunes, and he's gonna be taking us out in the Thrill Seeker quad bikes. And we've got young Junior over here. How old is Junior?
9 years old.
9 years old, going to be cruising with us. And Granville, thanks for having me today, man. I appreciate you inviting us over here. Throttle response is absolutely instant, and you gotta watch your throttle response with this quite a bit, and how much you work the throttle. It's a 250cc, so it still feels like a bit of a beast between my legs here. It's got a whole bunch of gears. But usually people are only allowed to use the first 3, but because of my experience I might go up a couple of gears. And now we're going to do not just the dune section, it's a guided tour, so we actually get to go through some of the bushes here, and the scenery is just absolutely spectacular. The other reason you want to make sure that you stick with a guide is because of this. It doesn't look like this is going to be a sheer drop, especially not on the approach. I mean, for someone that doesn't know, you probably want to ramp this and do a graceful landing, but the landing's not going to be graceful, and it can end up in broken bones and a couple of other lost limbs. These ridges like this appear out of nowhere, so it's vital to stick to the lead and make sure that your guide guides you safely.
Next week on All Things Motoring, we dive into the wrap-up of Season 3 highlights and what to look forward to in Season 4.
The All Things Motoring team now has a brand new podcast. If you're looking to know more about car finance, insurance or servicing, or if you're deciding whether to keep it or change cars, you'll find all the advice you need. Available now on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right. Are they laughing with us? Okay.
So one of the rules is to always stick behind the guide. And this is the reason why you do that. I'm now completely stuck and waiting to get rescued, but it's been fun either way.
So if a guy in Illumina or an SS cut you off, it's no worries, but all good.
They don't do that, so
Hey?
it's okay.
They're not BMW drivers.
They know, exactly.
And now we've officially lost all our fans of BMW.
All Things Motoring is owned and brought to you by CHANGECARS, the platform buyers trust with good reason. CHANGECARS works exclusively with the best manufacturer-approved dealerships. There's no safer online vehicle platform in South Africa.